The thing that I love about the Wise Guys teams is that you guys have a knack for finding the most passionate founders. They know what they're doing, they believe in what they're doing, and nothing is going to stop them.
It is really intense, I have to say, but I really enjoy it because I feel every day I'm totally evolving in this program, and I see that I have so many weapons already.
It's challenging at times. We come with a strong background of doing a lot of things at once, but it's just amazing to be next to the teams, showing all the creativity you can to help them. So it's not something you have to deliver, it's very creative work, and that's what I'm very surprised that I really like it.
I think the best of the people part always. You already know everything, but here the borders are infinite, just so much things to learn.
One of them is the passion, and the other one is how much we care about each other. Among everything, we are a team that really likes to spend time with each other, and part of that is because we all share the mission.
Because I always had the feeling that this is the family that I have.
This is not a job, this is what we love to do. I think when you can mix that one, it's great. We just have to sometimes understand that, hey, there is more people around us that we have to put some time for them.
For us, it was mainly like a crash course startup MBA, basically, kind of. It's kind of like a bottle of good wine, kind of that keeps getting better all the time.
I mean, Wise Guys team is what keeps me energized through everyday life. When I started working with the startup scene, Wise Guys was my kind of entryway, so I feel like it's a family. I'm like an adopted startup Wise girl.
I just remember one scene from the Tech Chill 2 months ago when you had the demo day with Swedbank. Nearly all the startups were nearly crying when they said goodbye to the mentors. They can really feel the energy, and I think culture beats everything. And I also see Wise Guys as an execution machine.
Yeah, and people ask that why do you do that? There is no money, and very many accelerators have failed after a year or two. I believe that if you really want to do it, if it's your vision, and then you just can't give up, and you will figure it out how it works.
And you have to pitch at the big stage, right?
Yes. My hands are already shaking.
It's too easy for us because this whole month startup Wise Guys, every day we preaching. It's easy for us.
Now we are only going up, and only the sky is the limit.
This is love for what we do at the end of the day, and this is our life that we want to have.
I already know that when it's over, then I'm gonna cry.
3 minutes of station, now back to work.
Welcome, everyone who has joined us. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek into the life of Startup Wise Guys. It's Louisa here from Startup Wise Guys Marketing, and I'm here with my awesome colleagues, and we will talk today about Cyber Xcelerator. So one of the programs for which we have applications open right now, and we are here to answer any of your questions, anything that comes to your mind. So mentioning it already now. Wherever you are watching us, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, write your questions in the comments, and I have these people here who know all the answers. So starting around, which side should I point it? Let's start with Farid. Let's introduce each other, and so yeah, a few words about why are you here.
Okay, thanks, Louisa. I hope you can hear me well. I'm Farid. I'm the program director for Cyber Xcelerator, along with Agita, who's the managing director. We're the team that's going to make sure that your business kind of accelerates across the time that you spend with us. I've been with Wise Guys for some time, for the last 5 years now, and I'm great to answer some of your questions here.
Karina.
Oh my God, I was not prepared. I was thinking I will be the last one. Hi, everyone. My name is Karina. I'm a head of scouting at Startup Wise Guys, and I work more than 3 years already with such a beautiful family, and happy to answer all your questions related how we select startups for our programs, especially for cyber.
And I am the last one this time, Karina. Surprise for you. But yeah, as Farid already mentioned, so I'm Egita, and I will be, together with Farid and Karina, we will be looking for cyber startups. And then during the program, we will be working with the selected ones and hopefully accelerating them as well. So, and I've been working with Wise Guys for about, I think now it's more than 5 years. So I feel a little bit old, but yeah.
So I would say seasoned Startup Wise Guys team member.
Exactly, especially in this group. Awesome. So these are the people, if you apply to Cyber Xcelerator, these are the people that you actually get to connect, the first ones. So it's Karina, Egit, Fred, they all have calls with you and they ask you a lot of questions. This time it's your chance to turn it around. But maybe let's start with a bit of a backstory. So Cyber Xcelerator, maybe how it started, why are we doing this, and why it's now happening in Italy. Farid, Egita?
Farid, do you want to show the whole backstory of it? Because you were the first managing director of our first CyberNorth programs, right?
I think, did we lose Farid?
I think Farid is frozen, Egita. The mic is yours.
Give this opportunity to tell the whole story. But yeah, so with Wise Guys, we have actually worked with cybersecurity programs, I think since officially 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And we have already had 2 CyberNorth programs in Tallinn with a lot of partners in Estonia, with the Ministry of Defense. And yeah, so I think with the cyber, we realized that this is a good vertical. This is very interesting. There's a lot of startups working towards it. So now we have we are kind of moving further. We are moving further to south, I guess southeast, southwest. My geography skills clearly are not good at this point.
South.
So we have Cyber Xcelerator launching now, which has been cooking for a couple of months already, and we have partners in Italy, CDP in Italy, who are also interested in supporting cybersecurity startups. So we came together, good opportunity. We like them. They like cyber startups. We also have good partners in Italy that will join the program as well, different organizations. And yeah, so this is a good chance to kind of invest in the cybersecurity startups, because I think this is only the vertical that will only keep developing more and more.
Yeah, so maybe you can mention a little bit more into, so for what kind of startups this program is meant for, because cyber field is actually quite big.
Yeah, there's a long list of the topics.
I'm now trying to figure out how to actually explain it, because the good part is we are open quite to everyone that is related to cybersecurity. So of course, everything that is online, mobile, security, payment, like analysis, protection, also let's say defense and military applications with the software, IoT security as well. So generally, we are quite open to everyone. We're looking for early stage startups that have some traction, so everyone can apply. I guess that's a general answer, but it's like everyone can apply. Karina, maybe.
I would also add on top of that even if you are applying and you are slightly not eligible, like for some reasons, or too early, or you think you're too mature, you would definitely first tailor the offer, because it often happens that in cybersecurity related startups, we have more mature teams that already have traction, team, product, but still they need acceleration and expansion. And the second thing is that we are not just declining applications if they're not suitable for this specific program. We usually offer another programs that we are having also. So no worries that you will be declined or something else. We will not kick out you from the pipeline. We actually really carefully will answer on all the questions and keep in touch with you. So yeah, just apply and we will see how it goes.
But anyways, this Q&A is about Cyber Xcelerator. So the focus is on cyber startups. Important note to mention already now is that applications for this program are open till October 8th. I'm correct? October 8th. But as Karina will probably repeat it many times during this Q&A, do not wait for the last moment to apply, because there are many things happening during the selection process, and the sooner you apply, the better we can understand how we can work with you. So what is the thing that startups apply for? What is the program and the deal? What do the startups get? Egita, Farid, maybe Farid, you're back. Maybe you want to jump on this.
Wanted to point you like he's back.
He's back.
I don't know. I have a history with a fight with StreamYard, so I don't know why this happens. But yeah, what do startups get? So we kind of focus on making sure that the startups are either increasing sales, building their teams, improving their culture, getting product market fit. So these are some of the things that we make sure happen during the accelerator program. But what you get in terms of on the ground, along with the fact that you get to you basically get the support of the whole Wise Guys team that have been doing this for the last nearly 10 years. We have workshops, we have master classes. In this particular program, we're quite fortunate. We have amazing partners. So we have partners like CDP in Italy. We have Entity Data. We have Italgas. We have Leonardo. We have University of Calabria, and all of these partners, along with a lot of our external partners that we built up across the past few years, will basically help you take your product, try it out, help you with either go to market, help you with insights. Basically, we go through the whole building your product, taking it to market, sales, funnel development, lead generation, raising money after that. And this is called an accelerator because it's very hardcore. It's very intense. And Igita will tell you how intense it is as well, because she's been running these for over 5 years now. So.
Yeah, Egita, maybe you can.
Yeah, I can quickly now do like Farid was telling all about the good stuff, and now like it will be intense. You will suffer every week.
Good cop, bad cop.
You cracked our way how we work. No, but it is quite intense, but in a good way. So usually this is the part where startups are sometimes saying, yeah, this takes quite a lot of time. But then the good thing is we try every workshop or masterclass or office hours that Farid mentioned. Everything is for the startup, for the business that you're doing. So if you apply, it's not like a school where you come in, learn some theory, and then you think how to apply it. There is certain amount of theory, of course, how to sell, how to fundraise, how to pitch, but everything we try to give you is actually specifically tailored for your business. How intense it is, actually, we have now also running one program, so there is a little bit to do almost every day. We usually have workshops of like 1 hour to 2 hours every week or every day or every second day. And then they are complemented with one-on-one office hours. The good part is the one-on-one office hours are usually with the mentor. So that's something the startups get. They get individual time, at least for 30 minutes with a specific expert. And usually the intensity, it's manageable, but it takes time. But then again, you're always working whatever is the biggest challenge with the startup at that moment.
Yeah, so we actually deep dive a little bit more into the program, and an important thing right now is the question, is it happening online or on-site? So Cyber Xcelerator, our kind of city where we are tied to is Cosenza. Maybe one of you, Farid or Egita, can explain a bit more why Cosenza and how much time actually startups will have to spend there.
And where is the city?
And where is it?
I can start, and maybe Farid can compliment me if I'm missing something. So why Cosenza? Cosenza is a city in the south of Italy. So as I was someone explained it to me, it's in the middle of the boot. So, and why there? We have partners. So we have partners, Entity Data, who have their office and offices and experts there as well. So they are so nice to host us in their office. So startups will have to spend certain amount of time there as well. And we also, as one of the partners, as Farid mentioned, is University of Calabria. So they're also located in Cosenza. And startups will also get access, can visit their premises, can also get access to their experts. With the online and on-site, this is, I think, still is a tricky part. So hopefully, well, I don't know what's the official status right now. I think in ideal version, it's a hybrid accelerator. So there will be a couple of weeks on-site, because that's still valuable. As we have all the partners on site, we have all the experts on site, and at the end of the day, it's so nice to actually meet humans in person. But we still understand. So our program has also evolved. We've learned from different approaches how we've done in the past. So we see that having a hybrid version where people meet in person, have a, let's say, an intense workshops, and then we go in more like implementation weeks that can happen also online, helps a lot with the productivity. So ideal version, couple of weeks on site, then the startups go into the online world, then come back on site. But I guess I don't want to guess or make any assumptions about how it happened in reality in November, because the program starts November 8th.
Yeah, I would say at the Startup Wise Guys, in every program, we're putting a lot of effort to gather teams in one place, to physically meet each other in person, work together, laugh together, struggle on the challenges that MDs and the program directors are putting on them. So yeah, let's pray for the best future for this for our processes and programs.
So
yeah, and sorry, just to add to what Agita said, just to kind of also talk a little bit about why Cosenza. So, University of Calabria is one of the largest kind of technical universities with a campus in Italy. Our partners, Entity Data, they only have like really three big offices, one in Japan, one in Italy, and one in the US. And then in addition to that, we have partners like Leonardo and Italgas, who, so this is a perfect place if you're looking. If you have a cybersecurity startup and you're looking to kind of go to market, I mean, with these partners and the powerhouse, you're gonna, it's kind of all is centered around Cosenza, at least from a partnership perspective. And then, of course, Italy as a country is available to you as well. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity. And also being in a really big university kind of environment as well. You have great innovative ideas, and you have great events and things like that happen as well. So I think it's a fantastic place to be.
I wanted to jump with the thing, and then I jumped myself in front of everyone. Sorry for that. One another important thing before we jump into drilling Karina about all the scouting related questions. So what is the deal that startups get besides? So there's the program, but of course there's the investment. So what's the investment deal of this program, and what startups need to know about that one? Farid or Agita?
Agita, go.
Okay. Ready, steady, go. So this, we invest in the startups when we accept them into the program up to 78,000 euros. And it's, I think, still the deal up to 9% of equity. And then, of course, after the program, the startups, we can invest, I think, up to 250,000 more in the startups that we select as well. So I guess this is a little bit better, like more money available for the startups for the cyber program.
Absolutely. There's more money available, but also, I mean, one of the things that sets us apart slightly, Startup Wise Guys, is the fact that in this particular instance, we do have the ability to do follow-on investments. And we also have a huge network of VCs who, if you already have a ticket or if you're already raising a round, we can also combine this investment with that round, or we can do a standalone investment. So it's actually quite a few opportunities available. And like Agita said, the amount of money is bigger than our normal tickets as well. And of course, it's you have to give away some of the equity for that investment.
Yeah, thank you. And let's go to scouting. So Karina, can you maybe go a little bit through over the scouting timeline, and how does it look like, and what happens when a startup applies?
Okay, let's start with what happens if startups applies, because I don't remember by heart all the dates, because we're running several programs, but today we're focusing on cyber one. And once you applied, you will receive a message from us with additional questions. And if you have product or MVP of the product, initial traction, and at least 2 team members in your team, you will be eligible to receive an invitation for the pitch day. On the pitch day, you are having opportunity to pitch in front of our dear Egita and Farid, and also we're inviting external experts or internal experts and Startup Wise Guys team members to evaluate the product, the business, and potential scalability of your business. And then after that, we're deciding whether we should continue with negotiations and do technical due diligence calls and discuss the offer and move on the next step. Or we are having other offers, any other programs, online pre-acceleration, dedicated online pre-acceleration for the cyber startups. Maybe additional calls with experts. Depends on how mature is your product, what is the area and the industry you're working with, because Egita mentioned we actually open to review any cybersecurity related niche, even like super interesting one and sophisticated one. And after that, after the pitch day, if we're eager to continue negotiations with you, we're inviting you, after multiple calls with our team members, we invite you to the bootcamp, when we actually do our selection investment decisions, so to say. That is usually 1 full day event, when startups are demonstrating the product and having a lot of one-to-ones with mentors, investors, GPs, and experts in the specific particular field. And after that, you will definitely receive an answer from us to go or not to go, to be or not to be, and what we will do, what we would like to offer you as the next, what could be the final offer from our side. But yes, still, if you're still even on idea stage, if you maybe consider or you think you're too early, please apply, because we also have online pre-acceleration where young cyber startups or people even with idea could develop and move forward with their ideas, with their initial product, and actually talk with, have opportunity to actually talk with Egita and Farid, and create some first impression, because we are running every year, we're having cybersecurity related program. So maybe not this year, but next year, you will already have product traction and team. So yeah, please apply.
Yeah, so there's another important step that sometimes happens, that the startup applies and we invite them to online Preaccelerator program. So that's before, and actually, so for everyone who's listening, if you apply today, let's say, you can still get a chance to participate in the Cyber Preaccelerator program. So maybe, Karina, you can explain a bit why do sometimes we invite startups to that before the full-time program, and how does that work?
Yeah, definitely. This is amazing program where you have opportunity to for 8 weeks to spend time with startups from all over the globe, and actually have receive and videos and the live Q&A sessions, a lot of useful content and information, how to grow, how to scale from the day one. And it is extremely fruitful. And right now, like 100% remote, you don't have to relocate anywhere, and you're still getting like Startup Wise Guys flavor based content. And what is important actually for startups that are sometimes think they're too early, but maybe they have only local traction, they have opportunity actually to talk with mentors from different countries and think about the scalability and all the nuances of scaling and going outside their country. I would say it is beneficial even for more mature teams, and we are eager to take a bit more time and observe how teams are developing, how they're moving forward and progressing, and we would like to have also more interactions with them. This is why we're often invite in the pre-acceleration program before we will close the applications and finish the selection process for this program. So yeah, I would say that's a prize. It's not something that we are giving to every startup. So I would say it's a great first step in building long-term relationships and negotiations with the Startup Wise Guys Accelerator. So yeah, if you still think you're too early, please apply and we'll see, maybe you get a spot in this program. And if I'm not mistaken, we'll start it in 2 weeks from now.
Maybe I kind of also want to continue because you mentioned a really important thing, building relationship with Startup Wise Guys. So for us, I think I just want to remind the startups that applying and having all the conversations with us and hopefully getting a spot also in the online Preaccelerator gives you also an opportunity to have a glimpse how it actually, what kind of workshops you get, what kind of experts we have, what kind of questions we ask, what kind of feedback we give to you. So it's like a glimpse into the actual acceleration program, which of course is more intense because there we also come with an investment. But yeah, don't use the opportunity. Also feel like it's not always we are questioning you, but you can also always ask questions to us, see what experts we have. And it's a mutual relationship, let's say.
And finally, just to also kind of finish it off, going by the statistics of our last programs, we do actually have startups. I'd say between 10 to 20% of our startups in every program, they do actually come from the funnel, which is from pre-acceleration. So it's a fantastic way for you to get yourself ready for the acceleration and build your product, try and get early traction and things like that. And it also increases your chance of getting into the main program as well this year, next year, or follow-on years.
Yeah, that's a thing what I actually wanted to mention, that also in the previous cyber programs, we had teams that went to the pre-accelerator and then went to the full-time program. And they say that it was an awesome thing to do because actually so pre-accelerator is free of charge, equity free. So you get the knowledge just because we give it to you, because we think that you're worth it. So it's a great opportunity. We have as Egit mentioned also, it's a chance to question us. And we also have a question that I had on my list as well about the whole program. So it's happening in Italy, but we have a question from Khan. So I don't, Egita, Farid, which of you might want to answer this, but the question is, the program will be held face-to-face. We can again remind about online on-site. And is it mainly for non-EU citizens, or it's also open for people outside of EU, and how does this whole process works out? So Egita, Farid,
yeah, I can start. So yeah, ideally the program will be held face-to-face for some weeks. If not, of course, we go back fully online. So that I think that solves the question. But about the non-EU citizens, that's not an issue. So until now, we have, I think, in total founders from more than 40 different countries over the world. So it's not only from EU, there's a lot of different other countries that the founders are representing. And usually if they need to travel, we support them. We give information, what kind of visa they can get, how they can travel. We are happy to provide an information that you have been accepted into an acceleration program. Of course, the application is submitted by the startup itself, but of course, for example, in the programs that we have had in the Baltics, there has been very rarely any issues, let's say, with the founders coming. Of course, there are some cases, but we have had face-to-face programs before. We help with to get the visa, so there shouldn't be any issue. So we are supporting of that. So I think the easiest answer is please apply, and then if you can come with that question. We see from which country you are, what are the restrictions, what can we do, and what would be the process to actually obtain, for example, a short-term visa, long-term visa.
And I also just want to compliment to Can over here that also use this as an opportunity to launch into the EU. Because I think one of the things that at least I hear a lot of non-EU founders tell us is that they use this as an opportunity to soft land into the EU. And that means like setting up a company, and we'll provide you with all the basic information you need to set up a company in Italy, and use that as your head office in the EU, which also makes your business and operations and doing business in the EU and with the US a lot easier. And also the third thing, and this is for both EU and non-EU founders who say like, hey, I don't know whether I'm running a business, I can't relocate. And at that point, we kind of tell you like, hey, if you have your own business and you're looking to launch 3 other countries, how would you do it? And the accelerator is exactly the same thing. You have to learn to delegate, and you have to kind of take the step to actually come to the program and invest your time and effort, because you're the decision maker in bringing your startup into the EU. So I think don't think of think of the question in the other way. Think of it as an opportunity to launch yourself into the EU with a lot of assistance that normally you would have to pay a lot of money for if you were to go to third parties who would do this. So I would say this is a fantastic opportunity. Okay, so make sure you apply if you're eligible, if you have a startup that's in cybersec. Come to Italy.
Come by. We have the link written, so if you're watching us, you see it's cyberxcelerator.com. And actually, I wanted to, Egita can mention, we have in our currently running batch that is both SaaS and cyber, some teams that are from far, far away from EU. So maybe you can a little bit just give it as an example of how these teams, where are they from and how they deal with the program being actually in our time zone as well.
Yeah, we currently have startups also coming from Latin America, so I think Ecuador, Venezuela. So the time zone currently, the program mostly is run online, so that I guess is a plus. Well, I don't think they consider that as a plus, I guess, regarding the taking into account the time zone. But yeah, we have teams from far, and we are running the program with them as well. We have teams also from Europe, so it's actually a mix of different countries. I think it's European countries, it's Baltics, it's Turkey. Then we also have founders from Australia, but they have now moved to Tallinn for a while as well, and of course teams from South America as well. And we are also with every team, so kind of also giving the understanding about this visa thing. We're also working with each of the team as well to understand if and when they can travel to the Baltics to meet. But also we are kind of adapting the program a little bit, so to have the workshops online. So the teams from South America, due to time zone, they're still suffering a little bit, but we have moved. So usually we start the workshops in the morning side, let's say 10 a.m. Baltic. But now we have moved to workshops in the later afternoon, so 1, 2. So that's not let's say that's not 2 a.m. in South America. That's more like 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. But still, it's doable. They have been working already for, I think, since April. And of course, sometimes it's challenging, but we're happy to help the founders. And so far, I think we haven't had any very bad feedback about it. They are consuming a lot of coffee.
Maybe just on the coffee side that it runs out quicker than usual. Another question tied to the location and Italy. So do startups need to register their company in Italy? And how, is it a must? No? Yes? How does that work? Maybe Farid, you want to jump on this?
Yeah, sure. So yes, founders do need to register their company in Italy. We've already been running programs in Italy, so we have a kind of a streamlined process that we help them with. They have to do a lot of the work, but it's far easier than doing it completely on yourself and on your own. And I mean, essentially, that makes Italy your EU launching pad. So yes, you have to do that in order to get into the program and get investments.
Yeah. So tech and speaking at the same time sometimes is challenging. Founders will understand me. So I wanted to remind to everyone who's listening, comment section, that's for questions. We are here to answer those.
And I would like to remind that there are no stupid questions. The stupid questions are only those that were not asked.
That's so true. That's so true. Yes, but I actually, while we are waiting for some extra questions coming to come in, I wanted to ask. So we have had 2 cyber programs, and now we also have in current batch a couple of the cyber teams. Maybe Egita and Farid, you can, oh, I froze a little bit. Sorry. Do you still hear me, right? So good.
Oh,
Sorry
good, we
for
hear
that
you.
one. I wanted to ask, maybe you can give an example, like when you remember like a good story, cyber startup story that went through our program. And so how did they start, and what struggles they had during the program, and how the program helped them solve those, and how they are doing now. So maybe there's a team that pops up like a good example, and could be useful to hear for people who are listening.
Okay, I mean, I'll start with a couple of the historical ones. So we did actually have a startup from Ukraine who came through our application funnel. They attended the Preaccelerator, and then they after kind of proving themselves, they came into the accelerator as well. Now they have a fantastic team. They've raised a couple of rounds of funding. They've attracted new senior management as early founders and co-founders into the company, and they're kind of rolling out their product with their customers right now, with first customers. So even though in cybersecurity you normally have the first customers taking a lot more time, that the time and patience that you need to have and the resolve that you need to have, that kind of comes in at the program, at the accelerator program, because it's a roller coaster. It's not like straightforward. It's not easy. It's not, hey, I'll just come every Friday and somebody's going to mentor me. It's really kind of teaches you how to run a company because you are under that pressure. So I think that example is fantastic because it came from a non-EU company that came into the EU, set up, went through the online program, went through the main program, and had kind of like had to reinvent themselves as well. And I think the second one which I kind of quote is actually a cybersecurity, AI, and a defense company all rolled into one, which was for a Cybernaut 2 program. Who we found them and we spoke to them on the phone. I remember it was February 2nd or February 12th. I can't, just early February, and then 10 days later they were in the program. And a month later they had their first LOI signed with a government entity, and then now 18 months later there are 13 people in the company. They're raised around. They're starting to get revenue a year before that they originally predicted, right? So these are fantastic stories, and I have to say that they're different from B2B SaaS, regular non-cyber stories, because cybersecurity is a very unusual, very difficult vertical. It's built on based and built on trust. It's based and built on like having some kind of reputation, which as a startup you don't. So it's like an oxymoron. You're in that struggle of proving your trust and reputation, which you don't have, but you can't get it without actually getting your customers. So I think these two are interesting customers. Agita currently actually has a startup right now who've I don't know whether you want to tell stories of existing batches or it's too early, but Agita, do you remember any other startups like that?
No, I was listening to you and I was like, yeah, there's quite a lot of startups that are coming in like that, and it's more about relationship building, and it takes time. I think one startup of the current batch, I remember I actually for the first time I met them in a hackathon, I think 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. I was pre-COVID, I think. No, sorry, lying. It was still online. Everything was online. But yeah, I met them through hackathon. Later on, they joined the online Preaccelerator program. After the Preaccelerator program, we kept talking, hearing the progress, and now they're going through the accelerator as well. So, and sometimes startups, again, there's other side of, don't worry if you haven't known for us for like several months, that's also fine. Sometimes startups just jump on by recommendation or suggestion on the last, let's say, moment, which probably I don't want to suggest because then Karina will yell at me. Please apply as soon as possible. So it's easier for us get to know you. But yeah, sometimes startups also, if you ask for recommendation, you can actually find our alumni from the cyber companies on our website. Search for them, reach out to them, reach out to us, and we can always provide an introduction as well. Everyone is usually very happy to speak about the program experience. And that's how also startups join us. They say, oh, we actually know a company that went through your program. We think that could be also a good fit for us. Or companies from our local alumni sometimes also suggest as the companies that, oh, we have this great new startup that could be a good, that could benefit from the program as well.
Yeah, and I think an important note here that our community that you become part of when you join our programs, it's a huge plus, because besides Wise Guys people, besides Farid and Egita, who will work through the program like constantly with you, and besides Wise Guys team, we are 40 people right now, there's like a 500 founder community that's always ready to help and always there. So whatever advice you need or some inputs, the community is there. We are working on making keeping it engaged, and that's another bonus why to apply. So I think we have no more questions before we wrap up. Yes, Farid,
Yeah, we actually, I wanted to just say that there's one question that I always like to ask is why you shouldn't apply, or like the reasons that founders tell me that they shouldn't apply for an accelerator. And I just want you to I'm just going to cover them really in 1 minute, right? So the first question they always tell me is like, I don't want to give away equity. And my answer to them is, 100% of zero is still zero, right? So it doesn't matter how much equity you keep. If you're going to be really bad at what you do, you have no customers, and this is quite common with technical founders, because technical founders are very proud. They feel like something is being taken away from them. This is what I tell them. The second thing I want to tell them is the accelerator. The key here is acceleration. Yes, you can be something and you can come to a point in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time. The purpose of the accelerator is in 6 months' time, you need to be, there, or at least like have visibility of where you're going to be in 3 years, and you get so much pounding from all sides, you get there. The third thing is, in the acceleration, people always say like, well, I might just get a grant and I'm going to do it with an EU grant. This is quite common. I work a lot with grants as well. Understand that if somebody is investing in you, they're investing in their own success as well, and they have a vested success, they have a vested reason to see you succeed, right? And this can be about monetary, this could be about reputation. For us, Wise Guys is always like, we want to see the founders succeed. We want to see you guys employ more people. We want you guys to like be so big that we have to take an appointment to talk to you, right? And this happens, right? So all I want to say is that if you have these few, and then the fourth one is always, I can't move to a new country, then you probably can't scale globally either. You can't launch new countries. Then if you can't spend 2 to 3 months in another country where you might get more business. And the last thing that people tell me is like, oh, I don't have time because I have existing customers. Well, then the one thing that we focus on is customer is company building, and the company building side is the one that kind of helps you how to build culture, how to kind of understand roles and responsibilities. Are you the right CEO, or should you be the CTO, or should you be the chairman, or should you be the chief product officer, and you need somebody else as a CEO? So these are some of the hard decisions that as founders we don't take, and it delays the time it takes for the company to become successful, right? So these are some of the common questions that people say, like, I don't want to join an accelerator, I don't want to give the equity away, I don't want to do this or that. And I'm just telling you the reasons why. And if you still have a reason why you don't want, and I should add to this, just email me and I'll add to and tell you why that's the case, right?
I would add on top of that, if you don't trust anyone, if somebody is giving you feedback, you're not able to digest it and move forward and make some kind of gold from it. Yeah, like you will definitely not benefit a lot from the programs, because they're fueled with tons of like really great experts that are working on that. They're not just coaches. They actually are super experienced and they work in this industry. And especially, it is especially important for the cybersecurity related startups, because as Farid and Egita were mentioning, this industry is built on trust, and you have to understand how to unlock the doors and how make people and companies trust you and your team.
Thank you. So we had a couple of more questions that came in. I will answer this one. Maybe Michael, you can explain a bit more. But so we are talking about right now about Cyber Xcelerator. That's a program that will be happening in Cosenza, but applications are open as well for our SaaS Milan program. So applications are open for 2 programs right now, actually 3, but in Italy, 2 programs happening in Italy this autumn. But this is about Cyber Xcelerator. If something specific, please write in comments and we will answer those. And then we have another question, and I will give it to Egit to explain kind of the deal again of the program. So Osama asks, do we charge anything? Is there any fee? So yeah, what is the deal of the program, Egita?
Yeah, so the deal, basically we are investing up to 78,000 euros in the company. From that, 55,000 are going as a cash investment, and 23,000 are charged as a fee for the program. So that's how we value the program as well. So that's what the startups get. I guess simple. I don't want to overcomplicate it.
No need.
But the thing, just to kind of clarify, is that you pay the fee once you receive the investment, and also your valuation is determined across the whole invested amount. And so for our investors and the investors that you go to, you effectively have gotten 78 or whatever deal that you have investment at a particular valuation, right? So just to make clarity over there, it's not like something that you have to pay on signing or anything like that. It's post investment, you pay as a fee.
Yeah, maybe also to kind of clarify the startups that are thinking about it. So all the startups that we talk to, and I think we invite to the selection committees or bootcamps, they also receive a term sheet before they join the program. So everything is written out there. So you will have all the terms and very clear. So you will be able to read that through, check it, and then only if you sign the term sheet, then we move forward. So you will have all the.
I would say that that's another important reason why to apply timely. So, but before we wrap up, I have 2 questions, one for Karina and the last one for Egita. So Karina, remind again for everyone who is listening, for what kind of startups are we looking for Cyber Xcelerator program?
And once again, cybersecurity related startups means a broad term, but we usually invite everyone to apply that thinks that their product is cybersecurity related. Early stage startups that are having at least 2 co-founders in the team, at least 2 team members in the team or co-founders in the team, and MVP of the product and first initial traction, which means not only money, but actually pilots, tested pilots, first initial clients, LOIs, and so on, from all over the globe. We are not limited geographically.
Yeah, so whatever the time zone you're in right now, please apply. And for Egita, so for everyone to keep in mind, what are the most important dates of the program? So when does the application close, when the program starts, what startups need to know?
Yeah, so the application officially closes on October 8th. However, if you apply earlier, you will get a chance maybe to also get this bonus of online Preaccelerator and calls with us, more calls than others. And the program will start on November 8th. In ideal case, we will start on-site, but of course, if not, we always have online as a backup, let's say. So still, I guess a bit less than 2 months to apply, but I strongly want to suggest apply now and try out talk to us and see if you can also get into the online Preaccelerator program. So I think that's a really good opportunity to do.
Yeah. So thank you. And to be able to do that, cyberxcelerator.com, you can find extra information there. And if you apply, Karina and her team will be the first ones to receive your application. They will have calls with you. They will direct them. There will be pitch days. Yes, you wanted to mention something?
Yes, I wanted to mention something. By applying, please put the email that you are actually checking. Do not put any info email, because they're all the whole communication and our questions and invitations and the next steps of pre-selection process. We will do that with the Delum platform, and we will use your email that you will put there as the main contact.
As we can see, as we can see, the tech, no matter how long we have been living in this tech online world, something always goes sideways. So make sure that you check also your spam inbox and everything.
That's a good tip. Yeah,
that's another good tip. So cyberxcelerator.com, you apply, we answer your questions as well throughout the selection process and everything. These are the people you get to talk to. Well, thank you. If something, you can always, of course, write us in Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you're listening. I will make sure that these people help me find the answers you're looking for. Thank you all for joining, and let's make cyber great.
Thanks, everyone, and I hope to see your applications soon.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thanks
Bye,
for
everyone.
hosting. Bye.